Seattle Mariners taking on the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch coming your way next. Shabby Chris Singleton with you. Game one is always critical in a postseason series, Singy.
Yeah, and this is when you love having home field advantage, Boog. If you capture game one, you're full of confidence that you've got a chance to ride that momentum for the rest of the series.
And on the visiting side, starting pitching is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. First pitch moments away, and toting the slab in this one, Michael King. How about a report on him, Chris?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
One down, base is empty. And that one fouled off. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. This to third. Tosses to first, and he's out. 2 on, 1 out. And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Ground ball to the right side. There's one. Back to the pitcher covering. It's a double play. Nicely done, and that'll do it. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 left. On to the 4th now. 1 out, base is empty. This park is absolutely electric for this game. Such a great postseason atmosphere. Foul ball there.
Nothing like the drama you get in the postseason, Boog. Love being a part of these games.
Outside low, and it's 1-1. One down, base is empty. That one fouled off. Next offering misses down and away. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And that's a 2-bagger.
Seems like he got exactly what he was looking for right there. When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. What a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
And up next for Seattle, Nick Gonzalez.
Up next for the home crowd, the second baseman, Nick Gonzalez.
Line drive, that's a base hit. Right past his coach, headed for the plate. But he's saved.
Well, he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I think he choked up a little bit, maybe spread out, but he got the job done right there.
Young up next for the Mariners.
Young.
2 on, 1 out. In the dirt. Well done behind the dish. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Westburg over to second. Throw pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
I promise you, there are guys that get a little bit faster when they can smell an RBI. That was a possible inning-ending double play. Great hustle, and he gets rewarded with the RBI because of it.
The batter, number 0.
Swing and a foul back. That's out of play. All tied up here in Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
That misses the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you get hurt.
The high heat, too much on that one.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
This one smoked out to left. And that's the 3rd out.
A lot of adrenaline. We can see it right there.
No outs. Runner at first. So next to hit for Baltimore, Matt Vierling. Left field. Ward. Squeezes it. 1 away.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
So 2 down. Pete Alonso will hit next. 1 strike away from securing Game 1. Got him looking. And the crowd goes home disappointed as this one draws to a close. So the Seattle Mariners take Game 1 of this Wild Card Series. A huge win for them in hostile territory.
Yeah, they've still got their work cut out for them in this series, having to play on the road. But like you said, it's a huge win to jump ahead 1-0 in a short 3-game series. Just have to win one of the next 2 games to move on to the next round.
And on the home side of this one, obviously a disappointing result both for the team and the fans. But with home field advantage throughout, this series still has a lot up in the air. A 3-2 final. Hello, baseball fans, and welcome. We've got the American League Wild Card Series on the show. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Schaffner. A big Game 2 in store for us here today, Chris.
Absolutely, and it might seem like there's not as much pressure if you've already got a win in Game 1, but they're dying to close this series out right here and now. The last thing they want is to lose the momentum and go into a do-or-die Game 3. That's a lot of pressure.
Sometimes it feels like every game in a 3-game series is do or die. First pitch coming your way next. just about set to go now. And the right-hander with the good curveball, Kyle Bradish. What do we need to know here about the right-hander?
Well, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose.
Diving stop from his knees. The throw. On the money. Nice play.
That was a great job of doing the math. He had the perfect angle. Diving stop completes the play, and that ends the inning.
And now for Seattle, Diaz.
Number 0.
Diaz getting to start at first, hitting 7th in today's lineup, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Missed inside with the curve.
1 ball, no strike.
And there's a ball. Chris with that distraction and a speedy guy at first. He's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Swing and a line drive. That's a base hit into center field. The throw in, and the throw's offline. Safe at third.
He was all over that one. Pretty good spot, hard and inside, but that's a perfect example of keeping your hands inside the ball, tight to the body. The ability to take that back up the middle shows his approach is to use the entire field.
Now it's the second baseman, Nick Gonzalez. On the ground to third. Toss to Alonso, and he's out. So runner at second, 2 down. And stepping in for the Mariners, Cole Young. Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. Squirts away a little bit. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. And a runner at third here in game 2 of the wild card series. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. In comes the runner from third, and it's an RBI single, and they take a 2-run lead.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
First pitch, and he just misses.
1-0.
Swing and a pop-up. Westberg makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. Offense held in check there, and midway in the 4th, it's the Mariners 2 and the Orioles nothing. Runner at second, 2 down. Up the middle, Henderson sends it to first, and they're happy to just get off the field. Matt Vierling, the next to hit for the Orioles.
On left fielder, Vierling.
Ground ball right side, could be 2. To second, that's 1. Return throw to first, and that's 2.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there, completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
And up next for Seattle, Diaz. 1 for 3. Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Doyle makes the grab. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's Adley Rutschman.
That's a strike.
Clearly taking all the way there in that 3-0 count. It was a cookie right down the middle.
And the pitch. That one the other way. Ball game. They win the series and punch their ticket to the American League Division Series. So the Seattle Mariners sweep this wild card series with back-to-back wins on the road. And they can now shift their focus to the division round.
Well, hats off to him, Boog. I mean, it's very difficult to come into a hostile stadium with all the energy and excitement of the postseason, but clearly that was no issue for these guys. They played well, and I think that bodes well for their chances of making a deep run here in October.
And a lot of disappointment. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Cleveland Guardians. You can feel the energy in this building. They are fired up for Game 1. Back with that after this. My partner, Chris Singleton. I'm John Shelby. Game 1 is always critical in a postseason series, Singy.
Yeah, and this is when you love having home field advantage, Boog. If you capture Game 1, you're full of confidence that you've got a chance to ride that momentum for the rest of the series.
And on the visiting side, starting pitching is always the big key in a game like this to kick off a series.
Yeah, you need a strong performance on the mound. That's the #1 way to cancel out the home field edge we just mentioned.
All right, the stage is set for what should be a really good Game 1 as this series gets underway. Introductions wrapping up down on the field. And first pitch just minutes away. Just about set to go. And our pitcher tonight, Tanner Bybee. Chris, what should we keep an eye on here with him?
Try to stay back for that power changeup. Speed.
There goes the runner. That one fouled off. In the air, center field. Thomas hauls it in, 2 away. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Bybee back to work. Fought off foul.
Well, these Mariners need to bring up the quality of their bats and specifically their swings. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going.
Outside low. Now 1-2.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have guys in scoring position because they put themselves there.
India over to first in time. 1 up, 1 down. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Here's Jose Ramirez. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2 Right side. Gonzalez to first in time. And Ramirez is set down. And that is that. Still nothing on the scoreboard. Runners are out the corners. One away. Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
In this situation, the batter's got to know what the pitcher's trying to do to him, and that's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground, get 2 for 1. You got to look for something up in the zone. At worst case scenario, you deliver the sacrifice fly.
Traffic on the bases with one already in here in Game 1 of the ALDS. The 1-1 is fouled off.
He's mixing his pitches really well. Late on that fastball after seeing the changeup. See if he can elevate one. I think if he does, he'll get the swing and miss.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Benson on third. Langoliers at first. One gone. Fights that one away. Still 1-2.
I would throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
2 on, 1 out.
2-2 count.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically he likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time, a little anxious.
Clobbered to right field, way back, gone. A gigantic blast. And they add on. It's 4-0.
Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
First and second, 2 outs. Diaz getting ready to hit. He's already homered in this game. That's in there.
Looked pretty good as far as being in the strike zone, but I'm sure as a hitter, not too good with where it was located. Very top of the strike zone, middle away.
Ouch.
First base.
So bases all loaded up. Nick Gonzalez, the next to hit. Ramirez. And that is that. They leave them loaded. 8-9 you up in the bottom of inning number 9. It's the M's 5 and the Guardians 1. 2 on, 1 out. So in now for Cleveland, Jonathan India. That one to first. Diaz to second. Ow! A double play to end it. Diaz with a good game to help lift them to the win. Just one hit, but it did leave the yard.
Definitely a strong game at the plate, Boog, and it's safe to say he made a difference for him. Nice job to help lift the team to win.
So singing as the numbers show, a great performance on the mound in this one.
Absolutely, and that really set the tone from the beginning. A fantastic effort.
5-1 is how it ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Schaub. Thanks for joining us. Welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. MLB The Show brings you the American League Division Series. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Cleveland Guardians. With my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shammy. And a lot riding on this one as these teams meet for Game 2, Chris.
Yeah, this might be the game to actually decide the series, Boog. When it's 5 games, getting a 2-0 lead is a dominant position to be in. And I don't see this series getting to a 5th game if we have a repeat of Game 1's outcome in this one.
Yeah, the Crows start circling for a team that falls into a 2-game deficit. Not where you want to be. We'll be back to the first pitch right after this. Just about to get started. And towing the slab for the Cleveland Guardians, Shane Bieber.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things.
This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. That's long gone. He'll take a jog around the bases. And now they're out front. It's 3-0. The brighter the lights, the more he shines.
Yeah, this guy lives for big moments, and right there made a statement big time. He got on play with that high fastball, and look how his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Absolutely crushed that pitch.
And now it's going to be Diaz.
How many times have we seen an early at-bat change the course of a game? It happens every night in baseball, and maybe it happens again here.
Fouled off. He was late. Diaz recently taking home Player of the Month honors. Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. And in foul ground, he pulls it down. 1 out. We're in the second game of this division series. And stepping in for the Mariners, Diaz. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. In the postseason, you see just how important every last play can be. You never know what's going to make the difference in the end. And that squirts through. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, like you said, Boog, every play is so pivotal at this point of the year. As a player, you've got to be locked in. Can't make a mistake that can cost your team the season.
First offering, runner goes in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, and he steals second base without a throw. Flying drive out towards left field. That's a base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out.
Jose Azocar.
And here is Jose Azocar. Base knock center field. In comes the runner from third, and it's an RBI single. It's 5-2. So runner at second, 2 down. So here's Wade now.
Wade Jr.
Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's back there. Pulls it into the warning track. So one hit. Top of the 6th inning. And now for Seattle, Diaz. Stephen back to work. Just missed. Activity in the bullpen. Sam Hentges appears to be getting loose. Smith also throwing. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
That one ripped. That's back there. And that ball is out of here. He leaves the yard to right. And just like that, they're out front. It's 6-5. Chris, he's homered in back-to-back games now.
Yep, seeing the ball well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now. That's just hitting you cannot teach. Incredible. Split finger away. Somehow he got there, hooked it, and got enough barrel to hit that ball out of the ballpark. That's a very impressive swing.
And here's the first baseman, Diaz. He had a big swing back in the sixth. The solo shot that figures into this game in a pretty big way right now.
Yeah, that was a big swing of the bat, and he's going to be looking for more, trying to add on to this lead right here.
Hentges measures 6 feet 6 inches, 30 years old now, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2014. And another ball. Swings through that one.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
That's off the inside corner, and it's 3-2. And that one popped in the air, left field. Flicks it away for the out.
As good as he's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand, you cannot hang a breaking ball right there. Lucky it stayed in the ballpark.
2 outs, nobody on. Here comes Lane Thomas. This could end it. Line drive, that's a base hit into right field. And the tied run is on base here in the bottom of the 9th.
That's tremendous fight from him, man. This team is riding pretty high right now, and you can tell the home team pretty confused as to why they're not getting it done. But it's a huge tone setter when you can take the first 2 games of a series, especially on the road. Now we'll see if they can back it up at home.
So, Chris, here's a look at the final numbers from what turned out to be a really close ball game.
Yeah, this is one of those games that clearly could have gone either way, and that's kind of exactly what you expect out of postseason baseball. So competitive.
6-5 the final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shelby. Thanks for joining us. The Cleveland Guardians taking on the Seattle Mariners. It's buzzing in here ahead of Game 3. And we'll be back in a minute to get it started. Alongside my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shelby. Thanks for joining us here. We're looking forward to what's sure to be a dramatic Game 3, Chris.
Well, it's a lot to ask a team to come back from down 2-0, but it's been done before, and I know they're not lacking in confidence, even in this tough situation, but it all starts with getting off to a good start in this one.
And when you're the team that holds the 2-0 edge in a 5-game series, you want to end the series just about ready to go. Now the starting pitcher in this one, Garrett Crochet.
The first base
guy featuring that straight four-seam fastball, but off of it throws the cutter, and really he's most effective when he's using that cutter off the four-seam fastball just to miss the barrel of the bat. Not always going to see the swings and misses, but if you can...
Oh, that pitch got away from him, and that's a hit by pitch. First and second, one out. Gonzalez, the next to hit. 2 on, 1 out. Roll to short, could be 2. Off balance feed, there's 1. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, an aggressive slide at second base, but it was legal. I like it because you're trying to break up the double play, and it looked like the slide impacted the throw a little bit. Nice job by the base runner.
In the air, left field, down the line, and a foul ball. And a swing and a miss there.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
Ball 1.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's the left fielder, Stephen Kwan. And it's second. That's a base hit. Runner around third. He'll score easily. Now the tag at second, and he's out. Trying for 2. They limit the damage here. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, and no one left on. Home half of the 5th coming up. All tied 1-1. Man at first, 1 away.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap, but, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important at getting back into this ballgame.
They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. Pitch misses, 2-1. With the tying run at the plate here in Game 3 of this American League Division Series. And a 2-1 hammered but foul.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Got him swinging for the K. And the runner stays where he is.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
On the ground, right side. Boots it. Gets off a throw. There's 1 to first, not in time. Great effort there.
That's great hustle out of the box to get down the line, knowing that a double play will end the inning. Good job with the finish, reaching out for the bag. Now they got runners on the corners and still an opportunity to pick up some runs.
Diaz now at the plate as he swings through strike 1. Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2.
Gosh, a little late on that breaking ball. I don't think he recognized it out of the hand. Just a little tardy. They have to regroup here.
Struck him out swinging. Slider got him for a strike.
In an elimination game, you see your season quickly coming to an end. It can be a bit nerve-wracking, but they were able to settle things down, come out and play really good baseball in this one. They get the win.
On the corner of Dave Niehaus Way and Edgar Martinez Drive, welcome to T-Mobile Park. MLB The Show brings you the American League Division Series. It's the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Seattle Mariners. John Shabby and Chris Singleton with you. And Singy, there's been a lot to talk about already in this series as we head into Game 4.
And I'll be interested to see if these teams approach it any differently, with one on the brink of elimination and the other just a win away from putting an end to this thing. You know, in the postseason, I think you have to treat every game the same, but there's something about an elimination game that could put a team just into a different mindset.
Yeah, the strategy can certainly change in this type of game. It's hard to manage the same way when in any given at-bat, it can impact everything you've been working for throughout the season. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And up next for Cleveland, John Kenzie Noel. And it's second. Lifted in the air, right field. Brings it in. 2 down. Diaz up next for the Mariners.
Number 0.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 down. Ball 1 low.
1-0.
He caught it behind his back. Throw to first. Nicely done for the out. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
Well, now that this is a bullpen game, it's clear that whichever bullpen steps up the most is likely going to come away with the W.
Just missed. Fastball for a strike. And the count 1-2.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's when you can get hurt.
Line drive, base hit. The throw home. It's off the mark and he scores. It's 3-3.
Huge game-tying at bat right there. Came through in a brilliant spot to drive in the run. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out flying and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
So 2 down, and now for Seattle, Nick Gonzalez.
The second baseman, Nick Gonzalez.
Here comes the pitch. Runner breaks for second in the dirt. And there's no throw. He's in there at second with a stolen base. And down on strikes. That ends the inning and stops things from getting here's the first baseman, Diaz. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. Late with the swing there.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they're creeping into my mind right now.
And that's way high. And that's ball one. On the ground. And it finds its way through for a hit. And out to a board. Now it's the second baseman, Nick Gonzalez. And the tying run is on base.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted in first base with a quick free pass.
And now the DH, Jose Azocar. That one the other way. Throws to first in time. They limit the damage here. So they get one, but end up leaving the bases loaded. We're through 8 full here in Game 4. So 2 down. Jonathan India digs in for the Guardians. Ground ball right side. Gonzalez. Bounces it to first, but he digs it out, and the inning is over.
Really fantastic play over at first. That catch saved a run. If Bro gets away, the runner from third is cruising home to score easily. Moments like those matter quite a bit.
Now the left fielder, Taylor Ward.
The left fielder, Taylor Ward.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And that'll do it.
This team played extremely well to force this series into a Game 5. It's just like the Game 7. You win or go home. That Game 5 should be a lot of fun to watch.
This one finishes with a final of 7-4. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show brings you the American League Division Series. It's the Seattle Mariners taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Joined by my partner, Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. It's been quite a series so far, and the excitement's only ramping up as we get ready for Game 5.
Yeah, Boo, the only negative here today is that the series is going to come to an end. As fun as it's been, I wish it could go on a few more games. And the way these teams have battled each other, and with some of the amazing moments we've seen in getting to this point, I think we're in for a great one here in Game 5.
Hard to imagine it won't be a classic, Siggy. I'm ready to see what surprises are waiting for us. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about set to go now. And today's starter, Tanner Bybee.
Well, there are going to be a lot of balls in play because of the ground ball rate. Important that the defense stays engaged in the game. I think it's critical. Tempo is there. If you work quickly, it helps the fielders behind you to stay engaged, to make those plays, and help you get through the innings. Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Pretty good spot. Hard and inside, but that's a perfect example of keeping your hands inside the ball, tight to the body. The ability to take that back up the middle shows his approach is to use the entire field.
Right side. And it's caught for the out. First and second, 2 outs. And now the DH, Jose Azocar. In the air, left field, Quad. And that's the 3rd out. Mariners leave. 1 down. Here comes Gleyber Torres. Already 3 runs across in the frame here in this decisive Game 5. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Looks to second, that's 1. To first, nice dig, double play, and that stops the bleeding. 1 out, base is empty. Chris, you and I have got to work some memorable postseason games together. One I look back on, 2013 ALCS Game 2, the David Ortiz Grand Slam. Swings through the fastball up in the zone.
For me, Boo, the game I remember is us calling the 2014 AL wildcard game. The Kansas City Royals hosting the Oakland A's. The Royals come from behind to win in extra innings and move on to the division series. They had such a great run that it ended up in the World Series losing to the San Francisco Giants.
Naylor throws to first in time. And there's 2 down. Still only 1 out here in the inning. And first offering is fouled off. All right, Siggy, trivia time. Back when this ballpark opened, 1994, one future Hall of Famer hit the first triple in the park, and another hit the first homer by a Cleveland player. Think you know who they were?
Okay, I know that Ken Griffey Jr. hit the first triple here, but first homer for Cleveland. Give me a hint.
Switch hitter. That's all you're getting.
Oh, dude. Eddie Murray, no doubt.
Bam! You think back to 2017, and Cleveland set a major league record. 22 consecutive wins they had. It was capped off with a 10-inning walk-off win. Pretty amazing streak and a big part of the history of this yard. Foul ball, and it remains a full count.
Look, and I remember early in that season covering them and talking to their staff and players, and they didn't feel like they had really clicked yet. Now, when I went back to do some research, looking at metrics like base runs, I realized they weren't scoring runs at the rate in which the data was saying they should be at. So the numbers were saying it was just a matter of time until they would take off. Little did we know that it would convert into a 22-game winning streak, and it took the baseball world by storm.
I love when you talk nerd to me. Runner on to go. In the dirt. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. 1 out, the runner at second. We're here in Game 5 of this American League Division Series. That one to first. Wait. And he handles it himself for the out. Now it's the DH, Jose Azocar. 2 outs. High fly ball out to left field. Quad under it. Makes the grab, and that is that. So 2 runs. Back now at Progressive Field. All set to start the 9th in this one. And stepping in for the Mariners, Diaz. Foul ball there. The 0-1. Upstairs.
Oh, that's too high.
Swinging a foul out of play. Stays alive. Here comes the pitch.
You're always having a tough time getting the pitch by-in. As a hitter, you feel pretty confident that you're seeing different pitches still able to make some type of contact.
swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher,
base is empty with 2 away. Next is the designated hitter, Jose Azocar. Ground ball, and this should do it. And that is it. They are heading for the ALCS.
well, a really solid division series win. They can move on to the next round, but I think relax a little bit more. Congratulations. Get ready for the ALCS.